And we're back, Jonathan.
Yes, back on the road to code, episode 24.
24, my goodness. So we had another raffle last week, and we're giving away free t-shirts.
Yes,
free mugs. And what else?
No one's accepted it yet.
No one's accepted it yet. Come on, people. We got to get people to accept these. We got like a warehouse full of this stuff that we got to start giving away. Let's show the kids a little bit of the what we got given away.
All right. Right here we have our official merch on our website.
So they go to the roadtocode.net
and click on the merch. And it takes you to our shirts. We got shirts, women's shirts, men's shirts, tote bags, and mugs.
We're waiting for someone to win because we want to put in our order too. It's not worth buying just one piece just for us. Although I'm thinking about ordering like 5 shirts, one for each day of the week.
Yeah. Rocking the R2C.
Maybe because we got 4 weeks and we could wear the shirt every Sunday. Cool. And I'm definitely going to get that coffee mug.
Oh, yeah.
So how do people get free merch, Jonathan?
For our raffle for the free merch, all you have to do is subscribe if you haven't already. And if you are, you can just leave a comment on any video. And the comment could be anything you want. If you don't have anything to say, just put, show me the merch.
That's right. Cool. Very cool. So yeah, subscribe. And at the end of the month, we'll put you on the raffle. And we wrote this little program that will allow you to win some merch.
Oh, yeah.
Cool. Let me plug in my little thing here. So, screen sharing pause. I got to share again. So there's this little website called Thinksterio, where you can go over to the .NET section. They're called topics actually. And so, hi there. Yeah. Can I, there you go. I just want to show the people the website. I'm already part of it. So if you go to the .NET topic, and on this page, you just scroll down until you see my name, ASP.NET Web API with Victor Campos, yours truly. Thank you very much. And there is a set of videos here that will show you how to create a real world web API. And this works in conjunction with their, if you go back to their home, there is a build a full stack application that works with React, Angular, and Vue. And by building that web API in .NET, you're able to use the front end directly with the API that you built. So it's kind of cool. Check it out. More than half of the videos are free. And once you get past that halfway point, you'll hit a paywall where obviously you have to pay to view the rest of it. But it's not that bad. I mean, if you upgrade to the Pro, it's only $24 a month. If you pay for a whole year, it's $10 a month. So
pretty nice.
Pretty nice. So check it out. Thinkster.io, go into the .NET topics and search my videos there. Cool. Man, Jonathan.
Yep.
We've reached the point where significant birth dates is done. No more tables, no more stored procedures, no more web APIs, no more React programming. I mean, everything is there. What else are we going to do to this? What else can we do? I mean, it's a perfection. It's a piece of art.
It's a piece of art. It's running on its own right now. Everything is automatic. We don't know what happens on the back end. It's just automatic for us. But we still need to do a few more finishing touches.
What are we gonna do?
Just pretty it up a little bit. Our delete button just kind of scares people when it deletes everything. I mean, like I would want a warning.
Okay, all right,
Before it gets deleted.
all right.
And, yeah, we'll see what else we can touch up on.
I think we could work on that.
Cool.
What would we want it to do?
What else would we want it to do?
Yeah, I mean, like say for example, you hit the delete button, right? What do you want it to do?
Oh, okay, yeah. Maybe like a warning before you delete, like actually delete something, a pop-up warning.
A little
Would be
pop-up,
nice.
a little pop-up warning. So that little pop-up warning would say, hey, you're about to delete this, and just click OK. How do you back out of it?
It would need to have, are you sure? Or like, are you positive? Something like that. We can make it 2 pop-ups. Are you sure? And then are you positive?
And then a third pop-up with, are you
like
absolutely positive?
It's permanent.
This is permanent. It's going to be gone. You're not going to be able to get no more. So you want to share your screen and share your browser, and we'll there. I have a prediction on what your reaction is going to be.
Okay.
There is go ahead and open up that browser, and there's a reason why they gave it the name. Okay, and I don't think it's because people or that they thought was the appropriate name, but it was more of a reaction of what people had. So when you see something, bless you, when you see something that's really cool, what is your reaction to that? What is the statement that you would normally say? Like if I say, man, check out these rims, look what they can do.
I'd be like, whoa, those are sick rims.
Have you ever used the expression, oh, that's pretty sweet?
Oh yeah.
How would you use that expression?
Yeah, I would use it like those when something's really cool. Like that's pretty sweet.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So what is so like, okay, let's go ahead and open up the developer tools here.
Okay.
And open up the console. And so if you just type in alert, open close parentheses, and then inside the parentheses, inside of double quotes, just say something like, this is an alert. Oops. And then and then hit enter. Is that kind of what you're talking about?
Yes, we need an alert button or a pop-up.
Okay. So let's see here. So let's do the same thing, but instead of alert, do prompt. PROMPT. And then just say this is a prompt. And press enter.
All right.
So this is kind of like the okay, cancel type of thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think there's another one. Let's see. Let me look it up really quick here. There's alert. Oh, there's also confirm. This is a confirmation. So yeah, so you would say okay and cancel. But let's go ahead and, oh, so, okay, it came back as true. Go ahead and go back and hit cancel and see what comes up. You can up arrow. It comes
Okay.
back as false, right?
Yeah.
But this confirmation window is kind of blah, you know? It's
Yeah.
so vanilla, so plain. There's like nothing really there, you know?
Hmm.
But let's go ahead and close these developer tools and let's look for something called Sweet Alert. Sweet Alert 2. Yeah, let's go there. So you see on the center, on the left-hand side, it says a normal alert. Go ahead and show that alert. So this is the alert that we get, right?
Hmm.
That we just got right now. This is the basic alert. But show the Sweet Alert.
Whoa. Yeah, that's what we want.
That's pretty sweet, huh?
Pretty sweet. I see where they got their name from. Pretty sweet.
Yeah. Okay. But we're not just going to say, hey, we want to give the opportunity to back out of there, right? So we want to do something like the confirmation dialog. So let's scroll down. There is a confirmation. Let's see here. So this is basic message, modal with a title, modal with a footer, motor content inside. Oh, here we go. Try the custom HTML description. You went too far. Let's see. Oh, confirm dialog right there.
All right. Yeah,
So this is, are you sure? Yes, delete it or cancel, right?
yeah.
And this is where you would get your true or false and whatnot. That's kind of what we're looking for, right?
Yeah.
All right. So over on the, yeah, you like that, huh? Kind of sweet.
Yeah. This is pretty sweet. It's a pretty sweet button.
Over on the left, you'll see where it says installation. And so you can actually use these with just basic HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, but we could also use it with React. So you see how it says npm install Sweet Alert 2?
Mm-hmm.
So we got to go do the same thing with our project. We just got to do yarn add Sweet Alert 2. Or you could do npm install, whichever you. They're both they're both the same, except that yarn is kind of like npm on steroids. So let's go over to the project. Let's fire up the Visual Studio Code, and let's go ahead and add it in there. Save this and let's run it. And let's see what we get. Obviously, right now we've commented out the code that actually does the delete itself.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I didn't start it yet.
So just press any delete.
Whoa. Right. Yeah.
So hit yes.
Whoa, cool.
Then let's try it again and do the cancel.
Yeah.
Wait. You hit cancel? Wait, that's not right. Let's go back to the code. Let's go look and see what happened. Okay. Let's go to the example. Yeah, I think there's an if statement.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see how there's an if statement. So you gotta put that swal.fire, bless you, inside that if statement. So yeah, put an if statement around that. If result.
What is it?
Dot. What is it called?
Result dot is confirmed.
Let's put that in there.
Okay.
Result dot is confirmed. And then after the parenthesis, open close parenthesis. I mean, open close curly brace. Sorry about that. Sorry for the confusion, man. And then press enter. And then you're going to want to cut and paste the swal.fire.stuff inside of the curly braces. Yeah. You'll need a semicolon after line 30, or on line 30. Finish off line 30 with the semicolon. All right, let's run this again. Let's make sure we got the behavior we want. All right, very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Cool. So let's go back to the code. And what we're going to want to do, so if you scroll down a little bit, so you see the comment out code.
Mhm.
So let's go ahead and copy 33 through 36. Let's cut that. You just go ahead and grab everything, comments and everything. Grab the whole thing. Control Z for a moment.
Whole thing.
Yeah, the whole thing. So from line 33 to line 36. There you go. And let's add a new line after line 25. And paste that in there. So, okay, and then uncomment this. And fix the indentions. So I think 27 through 30th need to be indented. And you can unindent 29. There we go. Okay. You see where it says load data?
Mm-hmm.
We want to put that swal fire line 30 through 34. Let's go ahead and cut that. And let's put that before load data.
Oops. Before
load data, yeah. So what's going to happen is that it's going to go and call the delete on the API. And then once it's successful, it comes back, shows the message. And once the user hits OK, it reloads the data. So let's go. Let's go save this and see how this behaves. So let's do, you go ahead and delete Mickey Mouse, but hit cancel. Mickey Mouse is still there. Mm-hmm. Let's refresh, make sure he's still there.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and delete Mickey Mouse. And this time we delete him for sure. Okay.
And he's gone.
And he's gone.
Wow.
Now it's not a scary moment anymore.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. Mm-hmm. We can delete Linus. Sorry, Linus. We'll bring you back at some other point. Yeah. Linus is gone. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, we did it.
We did it. What else do we want to pretty up here? Anything else that we want to, I mean, man, it's like we almost seems like everything's so well put together. It's very simple. Mm-hmm. There's nothing. I think the only thing I would like to do, and I don't know that we could, is maybe bring the menu. Well, if you go to add, let's see what happens. Yeah, you see the width of the page is so different. Mm-hmm. The hamburger menu works, right? So if you go to switch it to a mobile device, man, look at that. That looks kind of cool.
Yeah, that looks nice.
Go to the list. Yeah, the list can probably use some work, but it is what it is. I mean, go and delete and cancel. Yeah, that can use some work, but there's so much information there, you know? Mm-hmm. So, okay. Well, it's not bad.
Yeah.
Let's go back to the desktop. I think this is good. I think we should go ahead and check all this in. Commit these changes to the repository. You remember how to do that?
Somewhere around here.
So let's do some drawing and let's talk about what we've been doing. Okay. So I'm going to represent the database as this canister. And I'll make it a little bit bigger. Let me delete this here. All right, so that's the center. So this is the database, right? This is SQL Server. And SQL Server, what we did was we added some tables. Remember, we added the birthdays.
Mm-hmm.
And then we also did some stored procedures. You remember those? I know it was a while back ago.
It was definitely almost half a year ago.
So yeah, so we got these tables and we got stored procedures. But you remember, right? You remember what that looks like? So, and then what we did is we added a way to, let me see if I can center this. There it is. We added some data access components. We actually wrote these data access components. And so these data access components essentially would go and pull data. You know what I'm going to do? So our components would connect to the database and call the store procedure, and then it would receive the data back, right? Let's see if we can change it here. There we go. Oh, okay. We could do rounded. Yeah, nice. That gives it a more swooping look to it.
Yeah.
So these data access components, you remember we wrote the using statement and we did the SQL connection and the SQL command. Remember all that?
Mm-hmm.
And we would call the store procedures, and the store procedure would then return us. It would return us tabular data. In other words, it would just be data in a form of a table. It's essentially what it meant. And then we also had, we'll scroll down a little bit and we'll copy this one here. We also had repositories. And these repositories would be responsible for making calls. Okay, actually now I want you to be straight. So these repositories would be responsible for making calls to the data access, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the data access would then return the results. So you remember that even though we received tabular data from the database, what we would send back to the repositories was an actual object. Remember, we used that mapper and we mapped all the values from the tabular data and we created an object that we would then send back to the repository.
Yeah.
And then the repository, I mean, we had a couple of things going on here. For one, we created a console application. Remember that console application we wrote?
Mm-hmm.
And that console application would make calls from here to here, and it would get the results from here to here, right? But then what we did is we ended up creating a web API where we gave it controllers. And so these controllers would then make the request. Come on. They would make the request to the repositories, and then they would send it back, right? And then we had this thing called a browser. And this browser allows us to use React, right? And we installed this little component. Let me put React. Let me bring it to the front here. We installed this little component called Axios, which Axios would make the call from the browser to the web API. That makes sense so far?
Yeah.
And so when it receives the results, it actually, so here, right, we would do Ajax calls. And these Ajax calls would then pass in, what would it pass in? It would pass in JSON objects. And those JSON objects is what React would use to go and manipulate everything that was used in the browser. So if the browser itself is an HTML document, right? So it has HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And so what happens is that this would manipulate the document inside the browser, which then does all the display, all the dynamic display. So it's a single page. It never goes back to the server other than these Ajax calls that are being made to go get these objects. But React sits there and just manipulates the DOM and updates whatever it needs to update every single time. So that's essentially what we have. Let's see here. I think we need one more. There we go. So that's essentially what we have. I mean, in a diagram, if we were to look at how everything is pieced together, we have the database where we have our tables and stored procedures. We have our data access components, which make the calls to the stored procedure. And when it replies with tabular data. In this data access component, we map the results into an object that we send back to our repository. And then the repository sends that object up on through the web API. And the web API responds to React, and it sends back JSON objects, those little curly braces, those objects with little curly braces. And then React updates the browser, updates the HTML, updates the CSS through JavaScript. Essentially what it's doing. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So yeah.
All the pieces working together.
Exactly. Yeah, this is exactly how all the pieces kind of work together. But we started with this.
Mm-hmm.
You remember? And everything was in this little console application. We started ripping stuff out and putting it all into separate. But it used to be that this would access this directly.
Mhm.
And so we started separating it out into its pieces. And so going back through the videos, you'll see this evolution, how it started and how it ended up being like this. So, but I have a challenge for you, Jonathan.
What is it?
Well, we got significant birth dates, right?
Mhm.
And I feel that we're covering two segments, right? We're covering significant birthdays, which are people that made a significant influence in technology. But we also cover tech history, which are significant events.
Mhm.
They're very, very similar to each other. They, they both have a date in which it happened. Obviously, birthdays, you have a date of birth and a date of death, but with significant events, it's just a date as to when it happened. So it'd be one single event, right?
Mhm.
It would be good for you to recreate significant events based on what we've done with significant birthdays. Are you up for that challenge?
I'm up for it.
And all you got to, I mean, you can create it as a completely separate application, or you can create it within the same application.
Okay.
So you would create a new table called events, and you create your CRUD store procedure so that you can create, read, update, and delete. And then you would create your controllers, your repositories, your data access components, and then add to the significant website, add a menu and say events and add event.
Mhm.
And then you would have the edit and delete the same way that you have the birth dates.
All right.
And I feel like this is going to be a good exercise to have you think through the process. And of course, whatever problems you run into, just give me a call and just say, hey, I'm stuck, I'm stuck and I can't get out. Yeah, and we'll work through it. But I think this is a good opportunity for you to put some of that stuff. It's the exact same thing, just a couple changes, it'd be a really good thing for you to recreate.
Cool.
And then the one after, oh, I got a doozy one. I got a really good one. And this one's going to introduce a lot of new concepts. I want to create an address book. And that address book will have some really cool stuff. Really cool stuff. So how you feeling?
I'm ready for the challenge.
All right. So I would say we'll give you a couple weeks to get it done. And in the meantime, we'll try to get a guest on that we can interview. So
sounds good.
I think it's a good place to stop.
Yeah.
Came up with some pretty good stuff here. So we got the sweet alerts in.
Sweet. They're freaking sweet.
They're freaking sweet. Cool. All right.
Yeah.
Any final words?
Let's do it. Significant events.
That's right. Cool. Until next time.
On the road to code.